What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here, back with more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. This is our Rise of the Forsaken campaign. This is Warhammer Fantasy 4th edition. I am, of course, your DM, your GM for the night, Mr. Jumbo Thick, and I am joined by the full cast and crew of the Unfortunate Fellowship, Mr. Doobie209, Jumbo Smooth, and Pierce to the Galactic. If you care to briefly introduce yourselves, boys, and we will get right into the action.
Hello, everyone. I am Jumbo Smooth, playing the role of Marius Wolf this evening. I am a pit fighter champion. Actually, pit fighter legend now.
Oh, God.
Legend of the arena. True son of Ulrich. If you watched our last episode, I transformed into a ferocious werewolf with a scar across his eye. I killed multiple dwarves and was sexually aroused during the entire experience.
It's true, extremely.
But it was great. It was a fun run. I can't wait to see that this lore change does to us. It's gonna be a smooth ride.
What's going on, everybody? Doobie209 here, and I play Seamus McGreedy. And Seamus is a bounty hunter general. And I'm just excited for this lore change. I have no idea what that is, but apparently he's probably going to TPK everyone. So hopefully Teclis can come save us again.
Yeah, Teclis!
Welcome, friends. This is Pierce Galactic. I will be playing, as usual, Ragnar Bonneau, a master artist, a writer, a friend to all, man of many places, and right now, a little bit of an acting night.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Maybe a little more.
He's trying hard.
Last we left off, the Fellowship had found themselves in a fog-shrouded land after crossing through the tunnel of the Old Ones from Sealberg to this mysterious land. It has been a very unforgiving road thus far, tracking down the witch hunter Cole and his co-conspirators for whatever evil they are unfolding. On this journey, you encountered creatures in a bog, writhing tentacles, masses. You've had an unsteady friendship with a group of elves, high elves to be exact, led by none other than Master Teclis of the Tower of Hoeth. You have also ambushed and successfully destroyed a Dawizar encampment, a significant force that was going to be supporting the Witch Hunter Cole that you have removed from the board. It was a difficult fight, however. Not only were the Chaos Dwarves armed with significant firepower, including rocket launchers, they also, the leader of their band, one Colemouth, the Despo, had some kind of mechanical apparatus that he was inside of that allowed him to lay siege, almost like a one-man army, as it was. In addition to that, a hole was ripped into reality, and after the destruction of 2 demon engines, which, mind you, you all struggled with immensely, a single one very, very early on. A old friend was pulled through in Malefax, a very much angry and vengeful demon pulled from the chaos. But none of them were prepared for the Unfortunate Fellowship. Between Seamus and his black powder shenanigery, and Bragadine holding down the majority of the Dawizar in the encampment, keeping them somewhat attentions on him as opposed to anyone else. And of course, Marius Wolf, channeling his heritage, a true son of Ulrich, shifting and butchering all of my minions very, very quickly. You destroyed the camp to its entirety. However, you did lose a significant amount of your allied elves in the process. And the three of you were, in fact, relatively wounded and in need of medical attention. After all was said and done, you banished Malefax back to the depths of chaos. He swore vengeance upon all of you, though Teclis did mention that it could be a while before he can deliver on thus, and you'll probably be long dead by then anyway. Regardless, though, you begin tracking, once again, the witch hunter, after resting for the night. The sisters, the two remaining sisters of Shalia that you saved in the Tunnel of the Old Ones, helped patch your wounds, as well as each other, tending to one another, almost getting back to full health, most of you. You began setting on these tracks when Teclis informed you that someone or something was following you. He had sensed it earlier and made note that it was, in fact, keeping pace. All of you decided to make a stand, to confront this thing before you made it towards your quarry, not wanting to have some mysterious unknown entity behind you when you went to face the witch hunter Cole. You pulled yourselves into essentially a ravine in these kind of mountains. There's still mist hanging about. You only have 50, 60 feet wide terrain that you can maneuver before it begins turning into very steep cliff angles that could be climbed if needed. You only have about 10 elves remaining with you, that including a single white lion, and most of them being spearmen. And of course, the captain himself, Bel Kahadris, and, of course, Teclis, as your allies. When you were feigning an encampment, Teclis quickly spun, muttering some incantation, words of power, and he shattered a illusion that was cloaking a rather disturbing enemy, as it was revealed that none other than a demon was following you. A demon that could change its shape and has been, in fact, disguising itself for quite some time right under your noses, taking many shapes over your journeys as it slowly shifted through them, finally settling on its possible true form in a almost 20 foot tall, getting close. If it were to stand up completely to its height, it would be somewhere around 20 feet tall. However, it is stooped, and its neck kind of hung low, almost like a turtle, despite it being very avian in nature. It is surprisingly somewhat thin, blue-feathered, a long beak, strangely almost humanoid-looking eyes, a staff clutched in its hand that is massive when you are all looking up at it, and a very broad set of wings that are multicolored, every color of the rainbow and then some, stretching out from its back as a Lord of Change has been revealed. There were also things accompanying this Lord of Change They appeared to be crazed men mutated by chaos. They were all beginning to gestate and writhe as the Lord of Change, who does have a name, is about to say, well, do something. And that is where we are picking up. So, first off, I'm going to need everyone to roll me initiative.
Marius rolled a 7.
I love it.
Got a 10.
10 for Seamus. All right, and Braggadine.
Braggadine also rolled a 10.
A 10. Okay. All right, which one of you wants to go first?
Me, I guess.
Okay, Braggadine will go first. However, let me plop you guys into initiative. All right, this is going to get interesting, boys, because I expected you to roll much higher. As soon as the creature's revealed, your elven companions immediately take up ready stances. They were not completely prepared. Teclis, having not whispered to his kin of what was possibly happening, as to lure this creature into making a mistake, which it obviously had. The demon, towering tall. It is about, we'll say it's about 80 feet from all of you. Relatively close. As its wings spread out wide. Its beaked maw opens up. And a voice resounds outwards. It is bellowing, and it sounds like the screeching of a bird. But all of you hear, in your minds, a raspy, whimsy kind of tone as you hear, "I, Talactyl, will dedicate your souls to my master." And it slams its staff on the ground. Boom! There is a wave of energy that explodes from it, completely overtaking all of you. Teclis did not roll high enough for his initiative, so he is unprepared as the wave overtakes him, and all of the elves with you are all encompassed in this bubble. You do not take any damage from this magical attack. As all of you begin to kind of stumble backwards, Teclis looks in shock. And you see him attempting to kind of summon magic to himself. The three of you feel something wrong. This bubble is very large. It is about 100 feet tall. And it goes about 100 feet past you, and 100 and well over 180, 200 feet the opposite direction. You can actually see this bubble as it is pushed all of the mist out. It's semi-transparent, so you can't actually see through it, but you can tell that there is almost a sheen to it. There is foul magic at work. All of you have a 0 in every skill you possess. You are fighting this fight with your characteristics only.
All right.
And that is his turn.
Just as planned.
Just as planned. This is going to be fantastic.
Got him right where I want him.
As this happens, The men next to him, because they're next in initiative order, they are 80 feet away. They begin to move towards you, and you see 20, 30 men. And as they're running towards you, their flesh begins to rip and tear. And this amorphous pink blob kind of sloughs out of the one closest as it's mid-run. And it looks like it's just a giant mouth with a blob with strange-looking little tiny legs that come out through the bottom, 2 spindly arms to the side, no eyes, just a mouth. And as the mouth opens, you see wisps of blue fire around its lips, blackening the writhing flesh, as pink horrors are unleashed upon all of you. They cannot reach you, but they close the distance significantly, while Talactyl, the mad, stands back admiring his work. That is their turn. First in initiative order is Bragadine Bonneau. What would you like to do, Bragadine?
I reach down to my hip, and I grasp my reliquary,
Mm-hmm.
and I whisper a prayer to the lady. I'm going to use my only fortune point to reroll my willpower tester.
Okay.
And I'm glad I did, because I got 4. So that means I got... I guess 4 levels of success, so I have 4 turns of that.
All right. So you have 4 armor across your body. They will also take 4 wounds for attacking you if you are attacked in melee.
Okay. And I will... The captain, how close to me is the captain?
I'll say the captain is within a few feet of you, eyes wide. Everyone is in a readied stance at this point. They have yet to act, though.
Okay. I'm gonna... Well, if they're already ready, that was the thing. I was gonna basically call out to him. Captain, we need to get your troops in a line and get ready. We can take these beasts, but we must be ready to face their charge.
All right. Would
But
you
it's
like
already
to
ready for me,
make
yeah.
a leadership roll for this?
I would.
All right. You have a 0. So it's just whatever your I believe
I got
leadership is
5
willpower?
under 60, so I got 5 under 60.
Okay.
So that would be 5 levels of success.
5 levels of success. All right. As you kind of call out, they will get a boost to their next abilities that they try to use. So I will keep that in mind. Unfortunately, none of them have ranged weapons, so they cannot do anything right now. But
Of course.
they will. All right. Is that going to be the end of your turn, Bragadine?
I will move up to make sure I'm at the front of the line,
Okay.
just ready to take the charge.
Yeah. Do
I'm not
you
gonna
want
run out in front of everybody.
to? Do you want to charge out in front of everyone else?
I'll just be by myself then. They're not, because we're still like 60 feet to 80 feet from.
Yes. Now the
landers.
creatures, the horrors, covered about 40 feet, so they are halfway there.
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? I will move out as far as I can, and let them come and embrace the lady's aura.
Okay. As you lower your shield and begin to charge forward, we will shift over to Seamus McCready. It is your turn.
Alright, characteristics only. So, an aimed shot with the Thunderer is a 41 out of 71
Okay.
on the big guy.
All right. You want to take a shot at Talactyl?
Yes.
Okay. 41 out of 71.
So
Hold, please.
yeah. Okay.
You take a shot at Talactyl, and you see the round boom, and when it gets to within about a foot of him, it's deflected off of a magical shield. Pew! Just off into nothingness.
In that case, Seamus will now drop the Thunderer and pull out pistols.
Okay, he pulls out your 2 pistols. And are you going to move?
No, since it was aimed, I will not move.
Okay, all right. At the end
Well,
of
my
your
turn
turn, it is finally Teclis's turn. And Teclis is going to, let's see what he can do. So I rolled surprisingly well for Teclis as he begins to pull energy to himself. You can see that there are crackles of electricity along his fingertips. It looks like it's taking him, it's exerting a lot of will on his part to even summon this much magic in this moment. And as he does, you see the demon kind of eyes narrow. And Teclis outstretches a hand, and let's see. Yeah, let me make sure this works. It does work. All right. The flamers that are the pink horrors that are coming towards you, you see as the earth begins to erupt beneath all of them. And vines begin to shoot up out of the ground, black with thorns, as they begin to tangle around the creatures. The things don't appear to feel any pain, but they are tearing their flesh sundering as it's ripping through them. And they are all but stalled in this moment. They cannot move any further as they have been restrained. As soon as this happens, the captain, Belcahadris, is going to lead his men in a full charge towards the creatures that are now restrained. Let's see what we got here. Damn. In a very good showing for themselves, you see as many of these battered, war-torn elves very quickly form a line of spearmen with large tower shields. They push forward and they begin thrusting their spears outwards, impaling many of these horrors, dealing significant damage. As blood is spilled, the creatures just keep laughing and gibbering incoherently. The white lion makes a grisly mess of one of the wounded horrors as he just cleaves it in 2. And the 2 pieces, still wriggling, are cut free from the vines and just lay there. And as this happens, the captain also does well for himself, stabbing more than once into one of the creatures. Well done, Bragadine. Well done. And that will bring us to Mary Swolf. It is finally your turn.
All right. This area effect dome is like, you said, it's like 180 feet. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's 100 feet past you, and it's very far on the other side of the ravine past that. It's also 100 feet tall.
100 feet tall. Okay, so with like 200 feet.
It's massive.
It's
yes, it's huge.
Okay. Are the beasts the demon,
the horrors,
blobs? Yes. Mm-hmm. Are they in the bubble already as well?
Oh, everybody is in. Everything that's happening right now is inside of this. Yes,
except the Lord of Change.
No, he's in it as well. It's emanating from him, as far as you can tell. He's like the center point. Okay.
And he's like 25 feet tall, right?
He is. He would be about 20 feet tall if he was standing tall. So he's currently like about 15 feet. He's kind of hunched over
He's hunched over.
yeah.
Okay. What's close to me right now? I think close by Teclis, but what's close
Yes,
by
I would
right
say
now?
that you would be within arm's reach of Teclis as he's just unleashed his spell. You can see his eyes have kind of glazed over. You would be within charging distance of one of the creatures, unless you would like to do something else. You're within 40 feet of the pink horrors. The elves are currently making fast work of them, surprisingly.
Okay. Are they?
It's
how many
it's
are
another
left?
40 feet past them to get to
Okay.
the Lord of
dude.
Change.
Yeah. Well, I guess unless I can. I guess I'm gonna try to cut down some of these guys as well. So I'm gonna
Okay.
move in with the old pick there.
Okay.
And,
Is normal Marius?
That's a normal Marius right now.
All right. All right. These
normal
vines, these
Marius.
riding vines, I forgot to mention, are wrapping around the creatures. The pink horrors are also very tall. These are about like 8-9 feet tall. Large creatures. Though their appendages don't seem made for combat. Very strange. As you begin to run in, the wall itself, the wall of thorns, as it was, is 10 to 12 feet tall. That is entangling all of them. These magical plants that Teclis has summoned. You run to the nearest one. Now, do you want to be close to Bragadine, or are you just kind of punching in anywhere?
I guess the most direct.
Okay, we'll say
closest
that you'll be a little bit to Bragadine's left then.
Okay. My goal is to push through and get to the big guy. As quick
Okay,
as
all right.
possible.
So go ahead and make me an attack with a charge. Now, since this creature is restrained, let me make sure, because I do believe you get some benefits to this.
Okay.
It is, where's my entangled? Here it is. All right. You may not move. Oh no, nope. You don't get any benefits. They just get negatives. So
They just get negatives. Okay.
yeah. All right. So go ahead and make your attack. He's going to try to dodge.
I rolled a 22.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. That's not a
You
roll.
have no skills right now.
I know.
And you
I
crit.
know. I know. It's not a roll.
Feel like, somewhere,
What?
some
What are you trying to-
elder being is going to have his way with you by the end of this
See?
campaign.
It's not my fault, bro.
It's fine. It's fine. How much damage is that?
So let me think here. This changes my math since things are different. Let's see. That would be. That would be 16 plus arm piercing.
Okay. So I'll say this will be one of the ones that is already pretty wounded. So you move in with the pick, and how do you want to do this?
I don't really. I'm assuming they kind of look. Yeah, they're just ugly horrors.
It's like an amorphous blob-looking thing that has little, tiny, gross-looking legs that are kind of. They look too small to support the girth, and little tiny arms sticking out the side. Well, actually, the arms on this one are more extended and elongated, like a scarecrow, creepy, and it's laughing the whole time, despite it being cut and stabbed. Very wide, too big mouth, like almost this. The mouth is at least 3 or 4 feet wide. It's disgusting and disturbing. Massive tongue.
I guess I'd aim for an eye, or just
it has no
whatever
eyes.
Well, I just assume I'd aim for whatever I would have think would be its weakest point, I guess. But
Yes,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gross looking at it. You just kind of then you just kind of overhead slam.
Yeah.
And as you do, you pierce through the flesh And the thing shrieks out, laughing still, as it collapses at your feet and begins to kind of twitch and contort. Would you like to do anything else, or is that all you can do?
He says twisting and contorting. Does it appear dead?
It appears dead to you.
Okay. Is there... Well, with my free action, I want to call out to Seamus. Seamus! Protect the wizard and the women! And... Yeah. I don't have any more movement, right?
No, that would be all your movement.
Okay. Then that's it. I'm done.
All right. At the end of Marius Wolf's turn, as you cleave through this thing, you see as Talactyl, your soul will be a great offering. As he motions, he extends a long hand with like these disgusting looking talons. There's Bengal jewelry that must be huge dangling from his left arm that isn't clutching his staff. And he kind of motions out towards Teclis. And you watch as Teclis begins to stiffen. As it looks like extreme pressure is being applied to his melon. Seamus, since you're the closest at this point, you would see that blood begins to pour from Teclis's eyes, and it's hard for him to keep them open. At the same time, I need Seamus, Marius, and Bragadine. You get a little something different, but I need Seamus and Marius to make endurance checks.
Okay. Just toughness checks?
Yeah, just with toughness.
Yep, just toughness.
Okay,
I guess
okay.
I should specify, shouldn't I? Just toughness checks.
Just toughness checks.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. I critted.
No, you did
33.
not. Stop. You bastards. What did you get?
I only got a success. I got 45 out of 50.
45 out of 50. Okay. All right. And Bragadine, something interesting is going to happen to you.
All right.
So, as this happens, Seamus, you easily, you feel a tightening also around your head, and you kind of bring your hands up to kind of hold the pressure at bay. I forgot, Seamus, you're resistant to chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So this actually would not affect you to begin with. You didn't even have to make a roll. That was my bad.
Damn,
I forgot
wasted my
about that.
crit.
You did crit, though. I'm sorry. It was wasted. I'll tell you what. I'll let you use it for whatever your next roll was going to be. So we'll leave it at that. So you do manage to resist, though. Marius, you feel a crippling pain in your head, and you begin to scream out, and you have a stun condition. And you have 2 bleeding conditions, as there's blood pouring from your eyes, nose, and ears. Enjoy.
Question.
Yes.
I have the Iron Jaw talent.
I know you do.
And it allows me to, when it says whenever I gain 1 or more stun conditions, I can make a challenging endurance test.
You can make me a toughness test, and we'll see if it works.
Ooh, right on the nose. 50 out of 50.
God damn it. This is bullshit, what this is.
We got a lot of talents, bro.
Enjoy your 2 bleeding conditions, you bastard.
All right. Bro.
God damn it. Bragadine. You feel...
Yes.
You begin to feel a pressure around your head, but then it quickly diverts. You feel heat on your left arm, your shield arm. And you take a moment to kind of glance down in the throes of battle as you are. And you see as all the runes on your shield are glowing brightly. You can give yourself an additional point of momentum.
Oh shit! So glad my dad stole that shit from the elf.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. How much momentum do you have, Bragadine? Just 2?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. We'll see what happens soon. We'll see. So that is the end of his turn. Now it is the Flamers' turns, who are magically restrained and being bloodied. It's at this point that Marius, after shaking off the stun, still bleeding, you look down and the creature that you killed, the body is moving and shifting, and it pulls itself in 2. And as it splits, the pink flesh begins to bubble and coalesce and turns blue. And then 2 blue horrors stand up, much smaller than the larger version, almost like muted versions of the pink horror. They do not laugh. They more or less kind of cry out. And they are going to try to breathe rotten fire upon you as well. Bragadine, I will need you to make me a dodge test. Marius as well. You make me a dodge test. As gouts of zinc fire is going to be spread across all of you.
Damn. I'm gonna
Bragadine rolled a 20 under 28.
Okay, and Marius.
Well, let's see. I rolled a 45 out of 46.
Okay, all right. Marius, and how many successfuls did you have, Bragadine? 2?
I think it's just 1.
Just 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Bragadine, you do manage to move out of the way because I didn't roll well for the pink flamer in front of you. As a gout of Zinchian flame burns past you, it burns away some of the magic restraining it as it does. And a gout, it's almost like a 15, 20-foot cone behind you just erupts backwards. Many of the other creatures begin to do the same. You see several of the elves coated in this fire. They begin to writhe and scream as their flesh bubbles and their armor twists and changes. Marius, the 2 little guys both breathe fire upon you.
Yeah.
As they kind of... and they both breathe fire upon you. You will take... Not much. You're only going to take 6 wounds for each attack.
So 12 wounds though?
Yes. You do get to negate your toughness bonus on this one.
This one? Okay.
Yeah, it bypasses armor, however.
Okay.
So 6 for each, so that's only 2, I believe, for you. And then you are going to take 2 more burning conditions for each one, so 4 burning conditions total. As blue fire is racked across your body, and you also are now the proud owner, well, soon to be proud owner. Make me an endurance check or a toughness check.
Okay. 15 out of 50.
God damn it! You don't get any corruption yet.
Well, good. Marius doesn't deserve corruption. He's good.
But as long as you are on fire with Zinchian flame, you will need to make a check each turn until it is extinguished to avoid corruption.
Hey, all right.
All right. That is the end of their turns now. You guys are making more headway than I thought you would in 1 round. This is insane, or 2 rounds. And that brings us to Bragadine Bonneau. It is your turn.
What's the closest to me? Is it
there is a pink horror in front of you that tried to breathe fire upon you. It is still standing there.
Not for long.
Oh, hold on one moment. Do
Uh-oh.
you have 3 points of momentum?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of the vines have been burned away from this
Okay.
creature. It's almost like you feel the lady behind you caressing you over your armor. Perhaps it's the reliquary, who knows? But you feel that your shield it's glowing. All the runes are white hot along the front of it at this point. And you just feel
It's
an
not hurting me, is
urge, Bragadine. You feel an urge to release. If you so choose, Bragadine, you can
All right,
burn.
role play this out.
Well, yes. Well, let me tell you what exactly this is.
All right.
This is your boon. Your shield can absorb the innate magic around you. If you have 3 points of momentum, you can expend that momentum, dropping you to losing the 3 momentum.
Okay.
And your shield will do something fancy. Let's put it like that, if you so choose.
I will raise my sword so it's straight up in my hand, with my shield's attached to my arm. With my other hand, I will kind of grasp my wrist like that, and I will, by the power of the lady, be gone. And whatever's going to happen, let it happen.
Okay, all right.
It's almost as if she spoke through me.
I will say, so here's what I'm going to ask. Are you just kind of pointing the shield towards the creature, or are you aiming it in some way?
Oh, I'm aiming it.
Okay.
We're not random. I almost feel an otherworldly presence guiding me to lift my arm up to make sure it's up. So I'm not. Yeah, my arm is up, and I'm almost using it like I've got some kind of big cannon.
All right.
Some kind of energy weapon where I'm pointing it at. Where's the big guy?
That would be the Lord of Change, back behind you, Talactyl. He was 40 feet behind the creature.
I guess the creature in front of me.
Okay. What is your willpower bonus, just for funsies?
5.
5. Holy shit. Okay. Bragadine. Well, let me roll for it real quick. All right. All right. Bragadine, you feel this energy well up in your shield, and then you point it towards Talactyl, and by proxy, the creature that's lumbering over you, very tall, and you feel as the runes begin to crackle with electricity. Then suddenly, a beam of, well, more or less a bolt of lightning is released from your shield.
Holy shit.
Straight through the creature in front of you and striking Talactyl in the chest. The demon in front of you is disintegrated as it bursts from the inside, splatters hot liquid and disgusting pieces of flesh across your body. And Talactyl kind of rears back for a moment as he's taken some decent damage. That is a total of 14 wounds that you dealt out. That bypasses armor as well. And it bypasses magical armor as well, FYI. So he took pretty decent damage from that. And would you like to do anything else, Bragadine?
We're going to move forward. unless we are in. There's another creature.
You have made a hole, quite literally. You see the Lord of Change 40 feet ahead of you. It's your choice what you would like to do. He is by himself. He's also big.
Yep. Well, Braggarting's a little dude, so everybody's big to him. But the lady didn't bless Braggarting to sit back and cry anymore. She's rewarded him for his bravery. He may go out in a flame right now, but he's going for it.
Okay. As you kind of rush forward, shield held aloft, we'll shift over to Seamus McCready. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Is Teclis still having his brain squeezed?
Yes, he is bleeding from his eyes.
Would I understand what's happening to him? Either with relations to Mother Inga or the fact that in the poem my eyes are also bleeding?
That did happen to you, in fact. You could probably assume you did see the Lord of Change reach out, and all of you heard the whispers as it spoke once again. You could assume he's under the influence of some kind of magical effect.
I don't know, this might be a metagame question, but would I know how to snap him out of it?
Unless you want to try to treat the bleeding, there's not much else you can do.
Okay. How does he look terrible, like he's about to die?
No, definitely not.
Okay. In that case, I will hang out by him and the women.
Mm-hmm.
And are there any of those pink guys still around?
Yes, they are 40 feet from you. They're still, most of them are still entangled in the vines. Some of them have broken free. I will say that there's actually quite a few blue horrors now, as many of the pink horrors have been killed. Okay. You are missing quite a few elves now, and they are starting to surge past, making somewhat a beeline for Teclis. That's kind of strange how that's happening. By proxy you, since you're standing next to him. So, yes, there are a multitude of targets.
Yeah, I want to take... I'll get within 20 feet of them if I need to, because that's the range on the pistols.
Okay.
But I'll just start taking shots at the blue ones.
Okay. I'll say you probably take about 10 steps forward. Go ahead and give me some attack rolls.
All right. Can I use my crit, bro? My endurance crit?
Yeah, you can use your crit for your first attack. Yeah. Sure. All right. And then roll for your second attack, just so I know.
Second one's a 36 out of 51.
Okay, very good. So how much damage would the first one be?
So the first one will be with Ketch's pistols. That will be 12 plus just one success.
So 13?
So 13. Yep.
That is just enough to explode one of the blue horrors. It just instantly descent. And unlike when the pink horror died, when the blue one, you just put a massive hole in it. It kind of stops its kind of weird shuffling, chuckling motion and just falls down on its face and just dies.
And then the second pistol will do 10 damage.
10. It's still significant. It looks severely hurt as the second blue horror that's kind of moving towards you takes a few steps and then kind of and it's still standing but extremely hurt.
All right. I still have some movement left, so I'll take those steps back towards Teclis.
All right. Yeah, just a boom, boom exchange of gunfire, and then you take a few steps back. At this point, it is Master Teclis' turn, and he is going to wipe the blood from his eyes. He looks somewhat exhausted from doing so, Seamus. And he will once again throw out another hand, this time pointing at a few more of the creatures that have broken past the now fallen elves. And let's see here. With a critical, he is going to completely annihilate quite a few of these creatures as as lances of gold shimmering energy extends from his hands, and then they shape themselves into what looks like metal. They look like spear tips, similar to the weapons you've seen some of these other elves using. And as they lance through 10 of these creatures, all of them kind of fall over dead with extreme damage that he did so. And he will end his turn there. And as he does, he kind of almost goes to a knee, Seamus. He is looking very, very taxed. Bragadine, you hear a call behind you as the captain, Pel Cahadris, cleaves his way through an enemy and begins running behind you. He overtakes you and is in melee with the Lord of Change as the thing kind of takes a step back, one of its wings flying out. And the handful of elves that are left do okay for themselves. So a few more of these demons are falling. They're falling left and right. I'm running out of minions. And that is the end of their turn, which finally brings us to Marius Wolf.
So I've got 2 burning conditions and 2 bleeding conditions.
Yes.
Do you want to roll damage for that?
I mean, yeah, I do. But are you going to get rid of one real quick?
I am going to get
Tell
rid
me
of
which one you want to get rid of.
I think I'll get rid of one of the fires.
All right. So let me roll my d10 here.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to be 7 fire damage.
Ooh. All right.
You can resist it with your toughness. This fire bypasses armor. And you're going to lose 2 wounds for bleeding. You just lose them. You lose 2, no matter what.
Okay.
And I need you to make me a toughness check to see if you don't get some corruption here.
All right. Ooh. That one's I gotta fail, bro. I got 61 out of
Good.
50.
Good. So you can enjoy 2 more points of corruption.
You gotta reroll that one, bro.
I thought about it.
And now you can take your turn.
Jesus. All right. I still got the 2 little blue guys in front of me, right?
You have yes, you have 2 of them in front of you.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to attack one.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Okay.
It's gonna try to dodge.
I lose momentum for taking that damage, right?
For the burning conditions?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I don't remember what we've done.
Yeah, I don't remember what we've done in the past. I'll say, nah, for conditions, we won't do it. Usually when you take damage, you do lose momentum. But
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. Rolling. Ooh, 16 out of 53.
It definitely hits.
That would be 16 again. 16.
Okay, yeah,
damage.
that is enough to crush one of the horrors as you just come down and just pancake one of them. And it is dead at your feet.
I'll use my movement to make another attack.
Okay.
Against the other one. Ooh, that's a 40. That's a crit.
Damn it, because I got a critical with my dodge, but not as good as you. How much damage is it going to be?
That would be 15. Critical.
That is also enough. God damn it. As Marius Wolf crushes both of the blue horrors in front of him, just boom, boom, and then they just splat like the writhing bugs they are. It's just a mass of burnt flesh, blood, moving pieces of bodies that should not be moving any longer. And would be important to note that at this point, most of the magical thorns that were entrapping these are mostly gone at this point, so they're kind of falling to the wayside as they were subject to Zinchian fire.
Yeah. Question: Are the other horrors? How many other horrors are there right now? You said there were fewer.
I will say there's not many left. If you were to quickly take stock, you would see that your white-lined friend is over to your right. He's probably 20, 30 feet from you. To your right, he was holding the line. He is currently facing a single pink horror and two blue horrors that look wounded. He's doing well for himself. You would also see that there are a couple spearmen that are fighting blue horrors. And there are just a handful, maybe 3 or 4 blue horrors that have made it past the line and are moving towards Teclis, Seamus, and the sisters.
Okay. All right. Maris probably at this point, in preparation for his next round, is going to scream out and just say, "Ulrich, bless me!" and start to flex and try to change next turn when I can.
All right.
Unless I've taken enough damage to. I don't know what the threshold is for that, but
you can do it. Yeah, as a free action, you can do it this turn if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Then that's what I'll do, and in doing so, I sacrifice my armor.
Yep, as all of your armor pops and twists and bursts off your body, ruined in the process, gloriously, as the hairy white fur of your inner form, your caged wolf, upmerges the scar across the left eye, still gripping your pick, Drengizon, now in one paw hand thing. As you stand there, you're still on fire and you're still bleeding. But yes, you are as it should be.
Okay.
Because you're on fire, you do not regain wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and that is that. So that will bring us now to the top of the round with Talactyl. Bragadine, let's see what's going to happen to you. Okay, Bragadine. I need you to give me a toughness check, Bragadine.
Okay. Ooh, 21. Under 42, 2 levels of success.
Okay. Bragadine. You see as Talactyl, insignificant things. And as he kind of takes a step back, he takes his staff and smacks the captain with such force that he flies from your side and cracks into the nearby wall. You don't know what his current state is because you don't have time to think of that, because as this happens, a surge of movement emerges from underneath you. You begin to lose your footing, Bragadine, as sharp spikes of earth pierce upwards through your body, through your torso. And you are going to take 20 wounds to your torso, Bragadine, that bypass armor.
Oh, man. What about my magic?
Your magical armor, it does not bypass.
Okay. And toughness?
Yes, you can still use your toughness. But you are lifted off of the air into the air. Your feet are no longer on the ground, and you are dangling before this creature. Needless to say, you have an entangled condition. You will have to break free somehow, as the very earth has been shaped and is pierced through your body.
Little change my plans there.
All right, and with that, he is going to take a few steps back. You all will feel my master's lash. And the remaining horrors are going to try to do something. Not like that, they're not. Seamus, you see as the 3 remaining horrors begin to spurt fire in your direction, as well as Master Teclis. So I need you to give me a dodge roll, Seamus.
All right. That's a 18 out of 52.
You're fine, as you manage to dodge out of the way, out of 2 gouts of flame. Teclis, however... Teclis is going to use his special ability, and as a gout of blue flame begins to wash towards him, he's going to funnel magic, push it through his body, and suddenly there is a almost golden shield that erupts in front of him and diverts the fire around him without it touching him, just barely. And that is going to be it for the Flamers, as they are preoccupied right now. Which brings us to bracketing. It is now your turn.
All right. So I'm entangled. I'm not on the ground.
Yes.
Is the Lord of Change, this pathetic servant of Zeech, how close to me is he?
He would be, if you would try to make an attack, you can attempt.
Well, I'd like to drop a resilience point and make that attack and make it a crit.
Okay, all right.
I sure hope his ward save doesn't work. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay. It actually does not this time.
Okay.
As he's not prepared for you to lash out. As you, and then you actually cut into one of his forearms. How much damage can you maximum do right now?
At this point, without having my skills,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, 50 plus 1, 5, 14?
14 wounds. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You lash out, and some of his flesh kind of is pulled away. As it does, you can see it dripping. There's almost like this. It almost looks like mercury is what his blood looks like as it begins to pull across some of his feathers. See, weak thing, you will die next. Is that your turn, Braggadine?
Spit in his face.
Well, you could try. It doesn't happen. So, okay, you're done then. That brings me to Seamus. There are 3 blue horrors in front of you, Seamus. What would you like to do?
I will pull out my last 2 pistols.
Okay.
Shoot away. Bang, bang.
Okay, give me 2 shots.
The first shot is a 41 out of 61.
Okay, and the second?
The second one is going to miss. It's an 84.
Oh no. Oh no. Let me make sure it doesn't blow up in your face. This barely ever happens.
What?
Because I need to make sure. Hold on. Black powder, engineer. It's only on critical fails. Damn it.
Yeah, I was hoping so.
Damn it. Okay, we're fine. We're fine, I guess. Okay. Unfortunately, the second one misses, but the first round definitely hits. How much damage is that?
What did I say it was? Was it a 41?
Yes, 41.
Out of 61, so that is 11 damage.
11 wounds. As you take the creature in its right arm, just disintegrates. It's kind of spindly looking little arm, and these things are only, I forgot to mention, the blue horrors are only about maybe 4 feet tall or so. They're shorter than you. They're kind of running around. You just annihilate its right arm. It just kind of detaches from its body and just kind of wiggles on the ground. Thing looks hurt, but not dead.
Free action, I am going to pull the sword out.
Okay. All right. You just drop your 2 remaining pistols and just pull the sword out.
Yeah, movie style. I just throw them to the side and pull out the sword.
Okay. That will then bring us to Teclis, who is going to, in his exhausted state, he is going to reach out and he is going to release a small burst of just kind of lightning from his fingertips towards the 3 blue horrors in front of you. The one you wounded is going to fry and burn and sizzle and pop. The other 2 are going to take some damage, but they're both still standing.
All right.
Bragadine, you hear a cry out. And in surprise, very much surprise, Talactyl flinches away to his left as you see the Captain Belcadris, covered in blood, is dangling from the creature's leg as he has jumped and pinned his sword in its thigh, and he is just kind of dangling from it right now as it's kind of
that's my boy right there,
thrashing back and forth. Marius, you would see the White Lion deal with 2 of his combatants, and you'd see a few more of these spearmen making a good showing for themselves. Most of the horrors are dead at this point. And that is going to finally bring us to Marius Wolf. It is now your turn. Do you have any resolve left?
I do. I would like to use it to take away the Zinchi fire.
Okay. It's gone, unfortunately.
I do have 2 bleeding conditions still.
Yes, you do. And you're now the proud owner of a 1 point of exhaustion because of the burning.
The burning, okay.
Yeah. Since it is gone, you get 1. Actually, hold on. Remove blaze conditions. No, you don't. Not for burning, you don't. You're good.
Not for burning. Okay. Then, are all the horrors gone? Are they all dead now?
For the most part, as you're looking around, they're well taken care of. Besides the 2 that are behind you, close to Seamus and Teclis. They look wounded, but they're still standing. Of course, Talactyl is still very much alive. Bragadine and the captain are, I guess, tanking it right now. That's all that can be said for now. We'll see.
How far away is Seamus and Teclis?
You didn't move any further than the line, correct?
Yeah, than the
They're
initial
good. So
movement.
they're about 40 feet behind you. The
Okay.
creatures would be about maybe 30 feet or so.
Okay. I think I'm going to take care of those guys real quick.
All
Let
right.
me focus down. So, I'm going to run up and try to hit one with my pick.
Okay.
First.
Give me an attack roll. I'm going
Okay.
to try to dodge.
Did I get a charge bonus?
Sure. Why not? Why not?
Cool, because I rolled a 30.
Of course. Of course.
So that'd be...
It easily dies. You don't even have to do the
Okay.
math. Go ahead and
Okay.
make your second attack.
Okay.
Defeat in his voice. When he said that.
Shit, bro. You're not gonna like this one either. I rolled a 70.
What?
I did, bro. I did. Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
going to like this either because I rolled a 1.
What?
Oh,
Bro.
oh no.
No way. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Damn it, bro.
As you cleave through one, the second horror, as you go to swipe downwards and it jumps out of the way. Per our new arrangement, your next attack action is going to be at a -20.
My next attack's action?
Yes, your next, whatever next attack you have is going to be at a -20 as you are now out of position because of his critical on his dodge.
On his dodge. Okay. Alright. Is he a large creature?
No, he is smaller than you.
Okay. Alright. Then I will attack it. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna attack it with my bite attack, you know?
Okay, all right. Do you have the momentum to do that?
I do. I have 3 momentum. Well, now 2 momentum. Now 1 momentum. If I
Okay,
take away,
all right.
since
Yeah,
I
go
missed.
ahead and make your bite attack.
Okay. That's 39 out of 63.
Yeah, it can't survive this one this time. As you bite into it, as you bite into the into this little tiny demon, it dies within moments. As you feel the writhing flesh in your mouth, I need you to give me another toughness check.
Oh. 32 out of 50.
42. You gain 1 point of corruption.
Damn it.
As as you feel the demonic essence of this creature should not be ingested or just be in your mouth whatsoever. Yes, but it is dead. You do bite through it, and pieces of it kind of just sprinkle along the dirt.
All right. I guess I'll just be standing there and turning around and looking at the Lord Change, and because that's all that remains, right?
That's all you can see.
All right, then that will finish my turn.
All right. As that happens, it is now going to be Talactyl's turn. Talactyl the Mad.
Oh, bro, you
Yes.
never rolled for blood bleeding.
Oh, blood. It's just 1 wound per bleeding condition. So
okay.
you -2 wounds.
Okay. Question also: do I get a heal on bleeding? I know I don't get a heal on burning. I didn't know.
Technically,
Zero.
you can't recover wounds while you have a condition.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. I didn't know.
Yeah. So as soon as they're gone, sure. All right. So that will bring us to the Lord of Change, whom is Bragadine. Critical success on this attack.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, you can't block magic. Or can you, Bragadine? Bragadine,
Well, that's up to you, Game Master.
you can give me a defensive roll with your shield, please.
All right. Oh, 22. I'll be
Okay.
roll 11.
All right. Let me make sure for your integral conditions, though. How many
3
success
levels.
levels was it?
That's
It'd be
3.
3 levels? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all right. All right. So here's what I will say, Bragadine.
Okay.
You're dangling there. You have pieces of stone that are kind of like split almost through you and dangling you about 10 feet off the ground. You somehow, almost instinctively, manage to raise your shield, and only due to the fact that the lady's blessing is upon you right now, you have the option to sacrifice points off of your magical shield to deflect this attack if you would like. Or you can take it. It's up to you.
All right.
It would be 2 points.
So my magic shield would drop down to 2.
To 2. Yes.
Let's do it. My wounds are kind of are fairly low from being skewered by the ground.
I figured as much.
So yeah.
Yes. As Talactyl takes his staff and once again hammers it in the ground. This time a wave of energy erupts from similar to the bubble that encompassed around you. And dust and force expands from the impact from the staff. As he does, the good captain is launched from him, his sword still stuck in the creature's thigh, as he kind of is thrown 15 feet away from Talactyl. Bragadine, the newfound stalagmites that have erupted through you shatter from underneath you, and you are thrown backwards. However, you do not take any force damage, any magic damage from this attack, because you shed your armor. And with your critical success on the block, I will not have you take any fall damage, as you are launched 15 feet behind you and you kind of skid and manage to right yourself properly. Not standing, mind you. You are considered prone, but you did not take any damage. And the Lord of Change is going to look out. Not enough. And he's going to reach a hand up to the sky. And you start to see crackles of energy coalescing. And that's all he can do. So that's going to bring me to Bragadine Bonneau. It is your turn.
All right. How far away from me is he? I mean, about
he would
20 feet
be
now?
15 feet. You are prone.
And do I have enough movement to get up and charge him?
Yes. However, it wouldn't be a full charge. You have to have at least half your movement to get a full charge. So unless, you wouldn't be able to because you're standing, but you would be able to get into attack range if you'd like.
All right. I'm gonna do that. We are still under the influence of the spell, where we don't have any of our skills. We're just doing characteristics.
No skills,
But
as far as you can,
right.
far as you can tell.
Hmm. I don't think. All right. You know what we're gonna do? I got a 50-50 chance with my momentum. So we're gonna attack.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Ooh, it's not a critical, but I rolled 3. So that would be 3 under 57. So it'd be 5 levels of success.
5 levels of success, Bragadine. As you lurch forward, quickly standing to your feet, you thrust out your blade, and it looks like you're about to pierce through its right thigh. And then your blade bounces off of a shield about
Okay.
1 foot from his flesh. No
Okay.
damage, unfortunately. And you lose 1 point of momentum.
Damn it. That's fine. We're cool.
You're still engaged, though. You are engaged, so there's that. Which will bring us to Seamus McCready. It is your turn.
All the blue things are dead, correct?
They're all dead. Teclis looks like he's on his last legs here. Not necessarily dying from wounds, but exhaustion. He looks ragged, tired.
And then the creature was like doing something in the air.
Yeah, it's got its hands outstretched above it. You just saw Bragadine ineffectually bounce off of some kind of ward, like shield that it has across its body.
Oh man! I have nothing for Teclis. So I'm going to try to reload the Thunderer.
Okay. All right, you kind of move back, quickly find your Thunderer. Go ahead and give me a reload.
Oh shit! It's a 33.
What?
Hell yeah, bro! 2 33s tonight.
You bastards. You're able to quickly reload your weapon. Go ahead and give
Yeah,
me an
bro.
attack roll.
I'm popping that shot off on the big guy again. Oof, not as good again. It's a 40 out of 71.
What are you aiming for?
Headshot.
Okay. You aim at the creature's head and you boom! And same thing that happened to Bragadine. The shot gets within to about a foot of it, and then it just ricochets off of some kind of ethereal
Right.
shield.
Still got that. All right. Right. Yeah, that's it from you then. I will wait to see
Okay.
what happens.
That is going to bring us to Teclis, who's going to try to compose himself. You see him breathing hard, and you see him pulling magic into himself. Seamus. The captain begins to rise, Bragadine. But he doesn't move. He just kind of attempts to sit up, and it looks like he can't. He's just kind of resting somewhat against the wall as he's like kind of crawled up, and it looks like he's trying to will himself to move, but he's incapable. A few of the spearmen do, however, manage to pull forward. And they start kind of jabbing their spears at Talactyl. One of them gets through, carving a little rivet across one of his thighs, or one of his ankles, I guess I should say. The creature kind of hisses away. All the other ones bounce off ineffectually. All right. He's still looking relatively healthy, boys, just so you know. That is the end of their turn, and it is now Marius Wolf's turn.
It's my turn?
Yes,
Right.
yes it is.
All right. Question. He's not flying in the air, right? He just moved away from Bragadine.
He is not. He is not flying.
Okay.
It looks like most of your band, what's remaining, is gathering around him, attempting to take him down, but he does not look frightened. At least as far as you can tell, he is a crazy bird demon.
Okay.
But yes. Marius, real quick. Due to your heightened awareness now of what you are, you can almost innately sense a predator. You can also smell fear on a creature. You don't smell either on this thing. This thing is some kind of foul abomination. But you do notice, with your heightened senses now, that the staff in his hand, the large staff, smells like it is... it smells almost like it's burning. That's all I'm going to give you. You're free to take your turn. Itself.
Yeah. And it's crackling with energy, right?
Yes. Yes, it has been the entire time.
Yeah. Oh, it has? Okay, I didn't realize that. And it smells like it's burning. Where are the sisters right now?
The sisters have fled a long time ago.
Okay. Good.
As far as you know, they might still be in the bubble. They might not. You have no idea.
Okay. Cool. Is there like any kind of cover around here?
No, there is not. there is nothing.
Fuck.
There's just walls on the side. When I described it, it's you're in like a ravine.
A ravine. Okay. How far am I away from this guy? 80 feet?
You would be. Let's see here. You moved back to squish the things, so you would be about 60 feet.
No, 60 feet. Okay. There's no cover.
You could, if you would like, you could use your action to, dash up there. Athletics test.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to do. I'm worried that he's going to do some kind of blast, and I was going to try to grab Teclis and Seamus and find cover, but
I mean, you do you.
Cover.
You do what you want.
Yeah. I'm gonna dash forward, then try to stop him if I can. I don't think
go ahead and give me an athletics test.
Yeah. Okay. What is that? Agility.
I do believe it is agility. Yes.
Okay. All right. I got 35 out of 46. Just one success.
All right. So you are able to cover the distance, and get to within melee range of him.
Okay. But that's my action, though, right?
Yes, that would be your action.
Okay. I think that's all I can do. Because that's my action. Yeah, I think that's all I can do, right? I can't make those other attacks because those are part of my action, right?
Yeah, because you have to use your action to basically attack first to be able to do the other ones. So
cool. Then that's my turn then.
All right. At the end of your turn,
just so you know, I marked down the 2 bleeding conditions as well.
Oh yes, you didn't make a test. Hold on 1 second. So let me make sure. You might be able to make a test at the end of the turn. Let me make sure.
Oh, okay.
Bleeding. No, you have to either make a heal test or use resolve points to get rid of them.
Resolve points. Okay.
Spells or prayers, so on and so forth. Okay, so until you make a heal check, you're going to be bleeding essentially.
Yeah.
All right. At the end of your turn, Talactyl is going to thrust his hand downward. And as he does, it begins to rain molten metal all around him upon everyone within melee range. So, oh shit. There's no save for this. You're just going to take damage. You're each going to take 17 wounds.
Ooh, all right.
That bypasses armor as molten metal begins to rain around him upon you. It does not bypass magical armor, bracketing. You can use your toughness bonus. and you are lit on fire. You each have a burning condition.
All right. I'm also prone now.
You're at 0?
Yep.
Okay, you're at 0. You're technically, since you're not bleeding, let me make sure with a blaze. Nope, you're okay for now.
All right.
So
but I'm on fire.
You are on fire, though. And as he steps back, you see it was just the two of you. Some of the spearmen are kind of on fire. They're kind of trying to put themselves out. The White Lion also trying to pat himself down. The Lord of Change takes a few steps back. This is not over. You! And he points towards Teclis. And let's see here. You see a lance of purple bluish energy kind of expel from the palm of his hand and takes Teclis through the chest, Seamus. As he does, you see the mage stiffen and fall back. He looks severely hurt now as he falls to both knees, gasping for breath. The creature... And that's the end of his turn. Which brings me to Braggadine. Braggadine, do you have any resolve points?
I do.
Okay,
I would suggest one to remove a burning condition.
Yeah, I would suggest we do that before I start burning you. So that is gone now. You still are prone.
Mm-hmm.
You have 0 wounds though, so you can't get any wounds until you recover. You can't stand up till you recover a wound. Would you like to do anything? Do you have any options to do anything?
I'm trying to remember. So when we were in the stockade, I was able to just slowly crawl away. But I can't remember if I actually had 1 wound. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
you can crawl at half your movement while you're prone.
Okay. Sorry, Captain. Can't really do anything. So and there's no cover. We're just out basically a rocky field.
Yep, you guys are in a ravine. There are cliff walls on each side.
Are there? What about? So he's casting spells, and Teclis is casting spells to rip up the ground and make stuff come out. Is there any? You know, like you think of No Man's Land in World War I. I mean, there was some cover and craters.
Okay, I will give, because you're prone and crawling around. I will give you some a little bit of cover for you to kind of crawl behind if you want to use your full movement to kind of duck behind some stones or something that have come loose.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, at the very least, role playing, just trying to catch his breath.
Yeah, so. Yeah. As you kind of move away, Seamus, it is your turn.
Heal check on my boy Teclis.
Okay, go ahead and give me a heal check. Let's see how this goes. Please fail it.
It's a 23 out of... God. Oh, wait. I gotta use my intelligence.
Yes.
Out of 41.
Yeah, okay. All right. You come over to Teclis, and you begin to look him over quickly. The wound on his chest looks bad, and you're able to, through your experiences, you're able to apply some emergency aid, as it was, with some of the things that you have in your pack. You quickly rummage through and find like some salves and whatnot to kind of put on it. It is a magical wound, so you're not exactly, you don't have a lot of experience with this, but maybe it's the same. And you watch as Teclis kind of and kind of nods his head. He doesn't say thank you, but he nods his head.
Yeah, I don't say you're welcome either. Damn it. That's all I can do.
Okay. All right. As you end your turn, Seamus, Teclis is going to stand using his staff, the moon staff, to kind of push himself up. He once again stands up to his very, very tall height. He is going to begin to chant. And you kind of see his eyes begin to kind of roll up into the back of his head. His eyes go white, and energy kind of dances around his lips and his exposed flesh. And he is doing something. You're not sure what. And let's see here. The spearmen are ineffectual. And the white lion actually takes a pretty sizable chunk out of this thing's leg. So he moves up with his double axe with a leap and a cut, accustomed to taking down large creatures. That is the end of his turn. And that is going to bring us to Marius Wolf. It's your turn.
All right. Well, I take fire and bleeding damage.
Yes.
So if you want to
unless
roll
you have
fire.
unless you have resolve.
No, I don't have any resolve left.
Okay, that is 5 flaming damage, and then 2
Alright.
2 wounds from burning.
Okay. I'm gonna have to put myself out, because if I don't, it's gonna be rough. So
Okay. Yeah, it's
that's
an
what I
athletics
do.
test to put yourself out.
Oh, it is? Okay. 12 out of 46.
Okay, yeah. You easily are able to kind of slough some of the liquid molten metal off of you. The spearman also did the same.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. And I didn't ask this before, but I got a question. I know when I'm in this form, I get 2 armor.
Yes.
Does that get bypassed when I get attacked as well?
It's not considered magical, so it is normal armor.
Okay.
Essentially, it's like a
Okay,
it's
so
like a
it's-
tough hide.
Okay, so it does get bypassed. That's my question.
Yes.
I didn't know if it was because.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And I guess I use my action to put myself out. So
Yes.
pretty much just all I can do.
Yes. This is going so good. Going so good. Talactyl the Mad, at the end of your turn, is going to... Man, all right. He is going to swing his very, very large staff and try to crush you, Marius Wolf. So you can give me a dodge roll.
All right. That is it's a 50 out of 56.
Okay. I'll give you options here.
Okay.
I will let you either make an attack roll as he stumbles forward, or I will give him a -20 for his next action that he's about to take.
Well, it's not a crit. It's a dodge.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, hold on. You're a large creature.
Mm-hmm.
You could technically try to block this at a -20 because he's just one size larger than you. If you'd like.
I wouldn't have enough.
Oh, you wouldn't have enough? Okay, all right. So
yeah,
no matter what's
I
the
have
dodge.
to
All
dodge
right.
it. Yeah.
Well, okay then. Unfortunately, you get nothing. And he misses,
Okay.
though. He misses, though.
Okay.
So slams down, crushes a massive part of the earth. He is then going to sweep his wings back and forth. And they are going to beat vigorously. And he begins to raise from the ground.
Oh, jeez.
And he is now 30 feet above you, Marius. I'll give you a free attack as he leaves your range.
Okay. Uh, 49 out of 73.
All right. How much damage is that?
That is... That's 31 damage.
Okay.
Plus armor piercing. Yeah.
It would be 31 damage, except it deflects off of his shield.
His ward.
Damn. As you,
Alright.
and it just bounces off of this inanimate shield. And it's at this point that I should remind all of you that as the shield flashes, you smell that burning smell, Marius. Even you almost get like a more of an intense whiff of this sensation as you do, and you see the tip of his staff crackle even more as he begins to fly up out of reach of just about everybody. And that is the end of his turn, which brings me to Bragadine. What would you like to do?
So I've just seen he's flown up in the air. I don't have a way for me to recover a wound on my own, do I?
Unless you have any kind of healing.
Nope. Well, we don't have skills right now anyway, so.
Well, I mean, you don't have any like potions or anything.
This is to the boys here. Didn't we get potions from someone and get distributed to all three of us?
No, not this adventure.
Okay. Nope. No potions. Is that my no?
Okay. Well, you're technically just lying there, prone.
I'm gonna just keep trying to crawl back to maybe where Seamus and the sisters are.
Okay. You begin crawling backwards. The sisters are nowhere in sight, but you do see Seamus and Teclis. And that will be the end of your turn.
Okay.
Seamus, what would you like to do?
Would I smell the fiery substance?
You probably wouldn't smell it, but you can see the glow from the staff even brighter than it was before.
Oh, and he's flying in the air now?
He's flying 30 feet in the air.
And there's no cover unless I hide behind Teclis.
Yeah, you could always do that. Or you could just pick up Bragadine and hide behind him.
I'm going to look back to Teclis. I hope you have something planned, and I'll try to jam another round into the Thunderer just in case.
Okay, go ahead and give me a reload.
This might be it. I'm going to spend a fortune point. I failed. Oh shit, I got 12. I think that's just enough.
To reload?
Yeah, 12 out of 51.
12, 22, 32, 42. You're one short.
Oh, can I use my
you get it. You get it almost packed. You need one more success level to finish. So next round, you can finish. You're halfway packing it right now. And that will bring me to Teclis himself, who is going to hold a hand out. His eyes go from this kind of rolled up kind of white color to almost a bright, fiery kind of orangish yellow. And as this happens, you see wreath of flame begin to encircle the Lord of Change. And as it does, it looks like a ring of fire, and then it shifts and closes in, almost like a hula hoop, squishing in, and it begins to pin the creature's wings together. As he does, and he's burning now. He's lit on fire from the spell. Talactyl will take some damage. Teclis is not looking good. He has more exhaustion now. he's getting really bad, actually. The Lord of Change is going to fall from the sky. He's very large. And I need Marius to give me a dodge roll or end up like one of our other party members as he gets squished.
All right. I use my momentum on this, right? On this dodge roll?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. That's going to be a 43 out of 66.
Okay, you're able to quickly move out of the way. One of the spearmen is not, however, and he is crushed underneath the weight of the creature. And that is all Teclis can do. Teclis, at this point, Seamus, you see that he goes down to a knee completely, breathing more heavily than you've ever seen. I do not know how much longer I can do this. And you see that he begins to cough up blood. And that is that for him. As the creature is down, the three remaining spearmen are going to make attacks. All of them are going to hit. Only two of them do even this modicum of damage, which is not much in the long run. But hey, they're managing to chisel away. The white lion, he makes an arc towards the creature's neck, and it's easily deflected. The mad Lord of Change just kind of shifting back and forth, looks pissed. And that will bring us to Marius Wolf. It is finally your turn.
Alright, bro. Damage me, bro. Do your fire damage.
You get 2 wounds from your bleeding condition.
Yeah. Alright. This is gonna be it. Alright. Alright. I'm going to attack.
He is prone,
Okay.
which gives you a plus 20, I think. Let me make sure. If you have a stun... No, that's stunned. That's not prone. Prone. Yes, you get a plus 20 to hit for this.
Okay. I got to re-roll because I rolled very shitty. It's my last fortune. 21 out of 103.
That hits.
Alright.
Hits.
That is, let me think.
Now, I do need to ask, are you trying to aim for anything?
Let me see. I guess it depends on what side he's on. I guess, like what's facing me right now.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's just massive, giant.
He's massive.
Yeah.
If you don't specifically tell me you're aiming for something, I'm just going to assume you're just going to hit. You're going to hit him and probably his chest.
Okay. So 21. Since 21's like arm, isn't it, or something? So hit the arm, I guess.
Well, he's so big, it's not going to matter. I'm just asking if you were aiming for something specific, which apparently you're not. So just what's your damage?
Yeah. maybe I'll aim for the staff. Can I aim for the staff? Can I aim for a weapon?
You can aim for the staff.
I-
How much damage is that?
Well, actually, I don't know if I can do this, but I wanna ask you. Can I disarm him with this attack?
You cannot. He's too big.
Okay. Okay.
No.
I had to see. Let me think. That'd be 28 damage.
Okay, and is this with your pick?
Yeah. Plus armor piercing if that matters.
Yes. Yes, thank God. As you bring the pick down, as you see the creature kind of fumbling around, you move over to his right side, clutching the very large staff. And you bring the pick down, and as you do, you hear a shriek. Not from the Lord of Change, but from the weapon that he's holding. As you pierce through it, and this thick, viscous fluid begins to just shine through, and cracks begin to form along the haft, and then it erupts, explodes outward, shattering. As it does, you see the Lord of Change look over at you. No! And you can see fear in his eyes now. Would you like to do anything else, Marius?
I'll attack him with my left hand.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll. You still have a plus 20.
Okay. That's good. 71 out of 103.
It very much hits. How much damage is that?
That would be 19 damage.
19 wounds. All right, he's looking hurt. Not that hurt though, unfortunately.
Not that hurt.
But he does look a little scared right now as you cleave into him, and you do see that almost mercury-like blood begin to spill out of a wound in your side as you rend it with your claws.
All right, and I'll take away a momentum and attack with my pick one more time.
Okay, go ahead and give me another attack roll.
That's going to be a 48 out of 93.
It hits. It hits. How much damage is it?
That would be 28 damage plus armor piercing.
20, just 20?
28
28.
plus armor piercing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
28. All right, he's looking hurt now. As you kind of bring the pick down, kind of in his chest, and rip it free. I'm assuming that's the end of your turn now.
Yeah, I'm gonna at the end. I'm gonna look back at Seamus, and that's gonna finish my turn.
Okay. The Lord of Change Talactyl is going to scramble upwards, clutching at all the various wounds that have been inflicted by these mere mortals. His staff is in pieces. You can see that his feathers, it looks like they're beginning to molt and fall away. This cannot be. You are nothing. You are below me. And he's going to take both hands and swirl them together. And he is going to smash them into the ground. Detonating Well, essentially what happens is the shield, the inhibitor that has been keeping your skills at bay, collapses inward. And as it does, he pulls it into himself, and then he flexes and it explodes outwards. I need everybody to give me toughness checks.
Are we still inhibited? Or is this endurance?
You are no longer inhibited, so this is actually endurance checks. Sorry.
Okay.
30 out of 72.
Okay.
So glad you did that because I got 55 under 62.
Okay. And Marius?
I rolled a 6 out of 70.
Okay. All right. As this wave of energy explodes outwards, Marius, you being at ground zero, you are thrown backwards. Boom! Hitting the wall behind you. You're going to take 10 wounds.
All right. With that, I will be needing to roll in the critical table because I'll be out.
Oh, no.
I was going to pass out next round anyway from the
Yep.
bleeding, so
Yep.
it was going to happen one way or another.
All right. Go and roll me D100, Marius.
All right.
Let's see where this happens.
41.
Okay, it's it's only your right arm. It's only your weapon arm. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me one more. Roll me one more.
All right.
Roll high for me. Roll high.
Well, I rolled a 35.
Damn it. You have a torn muscle, Marius.
Oof. All right.
I believe this is the minor version, though. So instead of it just being useless, it is only a -10 to rolls with that arm
Okay.
until it is
-10.
treated. Yeah, so
All
just
right,
a
all right,
-10 to anything that you do with that arm, and you gain another bleeding condition. So you have 3 now,
All right.
and then you you immediately fall unconscious because you have bleeding conditions.
I'm assuming my wolf form goes.
It does. It shifts back,
Okay.
and you are just a naked man now, lying in the
Slam
dirt.
against the wall. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
as you fall forward.
All right.
Who rolled the crit? Was that Bragadine?
That was Bragadine.
Bragadine, I guess you managed to shield yourself behind something, and the brunt of this doesn't overtake you. So you don't take any damage. Seamus, how many success levels did you have?
4. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Definitely not anywhere near enough. You're going to take 12 wounds, Seamus, as a force explodes outwards, rocks and various other debris hitting you in the chest. You can negate it with your armor and your toughness. You see his Teclis is blown off his feet and kind of rolls in the dirt behind you. Everyone is on the ground. And Talactyl, the Lord of Change, is gone. And that is where we're going to take our first break.